Hello. Today my topic is control of non-conforming products. Basically it's a technical topic, mostly applicable in technical area. Maybe in some cases, I'm not sure, could be applicable in non-technical life or a normal life. So what is non-conforming? Let's say in any process, whether it is manufacturing or service, we are expecting some kind of output, and that output is with some particular kind of, like, say, quality requirements or a particular kind of characteristics. So if the output which we are getting from the processes do not satisfy the requirement, that means it does not conform to the requirements, that is called non-conforming product. Something is went wrong during the execution of service, or something is went wrong during the manufacturing process, which ultimately leads that quality is rejected the final output or the final production, and those productions of that particular process is called non-conforming output. So why this output is required to handle separately? Why this C and CM, control of non-conforming material? The simple reason, we get a particular order or we get paid for a particular quality of the product or particular quality of the services, and if we are not satisfying those requirements, definitely why should a customer pay? Even when we go to the market and we buy something, or we go to the coffee shop and we expect a particular standard of services and we do not get, maybe next time we will not go to that shop, or maybe we will not buy that product. So similar thing is applicable when we are into the other end. So any kind of non-conformity, if we get a simple procedure is followed, a 4-step process: identify that non-conformity or identify that product which is not conforming to the requirement, segregate from the normal products so that it do not get passed to the next process or it do not get passed to the ultimate customer, quarantine it, and then dispose it off. A simple step, there's nothing like rocket science technology. Identify, segregate, quarantine to the secured location, and then dispose. So how it has been identified? We can use different types of tags. Maybe it's a defect. Let's talk about the product. There is a defect. We can put the arrow stickers, or we can put some red tags or something, and we can mark it that this is the product, do not touch, it has some issue. Once we do that, we need to segregate. Let's say at the end of a process we have an inspection process. So this is the area where we have kept the product which is to be inspected. We inspected the one which get accepted, we put it here and it goes to the next process. The one which has some issue, it is get into the rejection. You put some identification like as NCR and put it into the box. This box is a secured quarantine location which is under the table in this particular picture, so that it doesn't get mixed with these goods and go to the next processes. A simple no-brainer kind of activity for controlling the non-conforming products. And once we do that segregation, the next stage comes is the disposition. Generally there are 4 kinds of disposition. Either we use that product as it is. Okay, we identified, let's say in a garment industry, I can give you the example that we get the fabric and this fabric is having the defect. Now we don't throw that fabric. We identified these fabrics are having a defect which is beyond the tolerable limit. So we go get those fabric, we mark it with the identification of the red tags, and we handle it separately. How we handle it separately? We still do the cutting of those fabric, assuming that whichever panel gets those fabric defects, we will replace with a good panel with the same shade. That is what is used as is. So use as is means it's not that we are going to use the defects and passing it to the next customer, but we are treating it separately so that we handle it separately and try to make the same product out of this defective, taking out the defects in the subsequent processes. the rework is like repairing those defects. We do work on those defects and try to repair those so that the next process input is perfect or ultimate product is perfect. It conforms to all the requirements. Return to vendor. Return to vendor is basically if customer is paying us for a good quality product, definitely we are paying our vendors, our suppliers for good quality raw material. So if something is wrong, why should we take the headache? Is wrong, it defects, okay, call the supplier and just give him back. Mostly this happens in case of the raw material. And in case nothing of this can be done, then just scrap that product. Some defects are non-repairable, you cannot use as it is, just scrap it. But do not create unsatisfied customer. Do not create a customer who is not happy with you. Because the moment you have that unsatisfied customer, that's going to kill your future businesses. It's better take little bit of hit right now. Some of the examples, suppose when we have incoming inspections on the raw material, this is generally what we do. We get the material, okay, everything okay, no issues, we just tag it with the green tag. If there are certain particularly conditions are there, okay, handle it separately, maybe pass into the next process, but we have to do this, or we have to do certain additional activities on that so that it gets okay into the subsequent process. That is what we call like conditionally accepted, put yellow tag. And something don't touch, we cannot even use it, just scrap it or return back to the vendor from where it is come, that is with the red tag. Or just simple example of tagging. In the garment manufacturing process, what we do on the floor, suppose this is a proper flow, a normal flow of the material which is coming to the quality control table or the QA table. We do the inspections over here, the everything which is okay, that goes and follow with the flow, go to the next process, get packed. Something which is not okay, suppose there is a defect over here, just we put the Oro sticker and give a specific ID to this particular defect. Let's say if it is a broken, the stitch is broken, we put a broken stitch. If there is a hole in the seam, we say okay, it's an open seam. So with that specific ID, we have identified this. That's the first step of the CNCM control, identification. Transfer it to the secured location, what we have seen, that red color basket, which is a not okay. And every garment over here is identified with specific defects, and then we just see okay whether this kind of defects can be repaired. If it can be repaired, rework on those garments and pass it back to the QC station. If it is okay, it pass with the flow. Something which is not okay, just scrap it, it goes to the trash bin, and those garments cannot be shipped to the customers. And in some cases, okay, maybe these garments can go as a seconds, maybe like suppose if the shade is not matching with the requirement of the customer, okay, remove all the brand identity and you can use it for some other kind of this thing, sell it as a seconds or whatever it is. So this is a simple way how we can control a non-conforming material. Please do subscribe to my channels on different social media if you like my topics, and please do share so that it can reach to the maximum audience. Thank you very much.